Also, learn to buy stuff. I think as designers, for once, learn to buy stuff. Buy stock images, pay licenses for your software, etc. Learn to do it. I was looking at the client giving the image of defense, and they are willing to defend their clients, and they are willing to protect the interests of their clients in any way that they may deem fit through their practice of law. So I got the shield there, and I also got the monogram, the two letters, the S and the J, in between them. Yeah. So that was what was on my sketch and later transferred onto the PC. And digging deeper and trying to think more about it, I came up with my second concept, which I nicknamed the maze runner. So it's basically a maze. To me, I usually see the legal industry as a maze. That's why we even hire attorneys, just to go and prove yourself that it was you or it wasn't you. So I usually see it as a maze, and my client wanted a design which was simple and at the same time which was deep. So you can see me note the two. So I saw the maze will be a perfect representation for this. So I think for you to have your basic setup for your design, I think 30K, like that's when you're starting from scratch. You have nothing at all. You have nothing. You will so 30K. I think for 25K you can get a second-hand PC, probably specs, an i5 maybe, and 8 gigs of RAM. That will run you for some time. To set up your business in graphic design, I don't think you really need much, because it's more service oriented than product. Once you have your PC installed with the software and some pieces of paper and pencil, I think you're good to go. That's all you need. Just like in a normal business, you need to have a small strategy on how you're going to go around this. So probably identify a certain niche that you'd like to work around. Like try to have a target or so. So for my example, let me take me as an example. I was targeting any corporate or institution that was willing to spend around 20K to 50K on design, which is a small amount in graphic design, I'd say. And this includes circles, upcoming businesses, startups, etc. Those kind of guys who are and some who have already started but they are not there. And for my pro bono projects, I'll look for people who have already gone some steps far, so that my work can be seen. So after getting a few of those, you'll just go up, climbing up the ladder. A logo for a K or two. I think that's where I started. I think even lower than that. It's just that I'm embarrassed to say it. I think offices are quite expensive to have right now, especially when you're starting up, because you're still not getting your return clients and your design projects are not streaming in as frequently. But when you get a good customer base and you have frequent design jobs, you are free to set up a design space. It will actually help you better for your collaboration when you're working with other creatives, maybe photographers and other designers. And also, you'll have a physical space where your clients can come and see you, not the restaurant thing, or you always have to go to their office. For your first client, I'd say I did a couple of pro bonos for before I was fully settled, and the reason why I chose to go this side instead of being hired out in an agency, it's like getting hired in an agency was hectic for me. I never got hired. Even when I was looking for internship, it was so hard to find internship, and I was not asking for money. It was like, I'm going to do your work for free. Just prove to me that my work is worth it. But it was so difficult to get that. So once I completed school, I did try to apply a couple of jobs in agencies and design firms, but I never got any reply. So I said, instead of me waiting for this employment opportunity, why don't I just start doing my own gigs? I think referrals is the best way to go around it, but it's actually so slow. Okay, and it only works with people who already know your work, and you also want people who don't know you to know your work. The easiest and I think the cheapest method of doing it right now is doing this via social media. So you set up an IG account for your design services, IG account and FB and probably Twitter, and also a website is of importance. Get your portfolio out there, see your creations, including the pro bono. No one will know they were pro bono, by the way. While quoting for a client, the quotation depends on first the urgency. Like, when do you really need this work? Is it really urgent? My experience, I think, experience really counts in this. So how I will charge a job today is not the same way I'll charge the same job like 5 years ago or so. And also, who is the client? And this is because of the risk that comes with huge clients. You really want everything to be clean and well polished. So you will even pay other creatives to work with you in that particular field, so that you make sure you get it right the first time and then everything is perfect. Either way, it does not mean that if if you charge a client less money, you should do a shoddy job for them. So I think for graphic design, I'd say it's first there's this misconception. You don't have to be good in drawing for you to be a graphic designer or good in painting. Just keep that aside, okay? But if you're good in drawing and painting, it might kickstart you on a good foot when you are trying to become a graphic designer. As a law-abiding citizen, I think you need to register your company. It makes your work to be legal, and I mean, you need to pay your taxes, so you really need to have to register your business. KRA will be after you if you don't. So just the normal registering up of your business. So when I started out, I registered the business name only. So that is what worked for me for like a couple of years, probably 2 or 3. 2, I'd say 2. Yeah? So that is when your taxes are linked to you personally. So what I was filing is what my company was also filing, like one person. And then it reached a point when you have these clients that need a really operational company with directors and whatnot. So there's a friend of mine who I work with. He's actually my side of illustration and murals. So we merged up with one other person who helps us in our finances and accounts, and then I set up the company. You'll need to have your business permit in some cases. You'll need to have it. I have mine, so you'll need to have it, and then that's it. Not unless you're doing government projects, which now need an extra step, where you need to get your IFMIS number, and then after that you're good to go. So when I started this out, I was not on the contract side, because I think when everyone is starting, you have this excitement that is gushing in you, like you just want people to see your design and appreciate it and see it in use. You'll do anything for it to be used somewhere, even for free. You will just give it out. But it reached a point like you have bills, you have everything, and you need to be paid for it. And some people can take advantage when you want this to reflect in your work also, like the financial bit. So I noticed that I was being used at times, and I would create some design, and someone will not pay me, or someone will just say, see, I just changed my mind, I will work with another designer, but I've already completed the work. So I had to come up with contracts that will govern how we interact with my clients, especially for big projects. And so I just sat down with a lawyer, drafted out my contracts for engagement. Each contract is usually tuned to a specific client in regards to their needs and the nature of the work that they are bringing me to do. If you are going to take if you are taking the whole identity, including banners, posters, coming up with a design, with a style guide and a website, we could break down the whole project into phases, and then the client will go paying in phases also. So we finish the logo, first payment is done. We continue to the print items, the second payment is done. Engage the third project, payment is done, etc, etc. There are a couple of ethics in the creative world. What you are not supposed to do, like totally don't do that. One is copying, like don't lift someone's work like from wherever. You yourself wouldn't like it when someone picks your work and uses it as their work. So also on that note, I like to say, like, you're not the first person to create it, nor will you be the last. That's why research is okay. You research, check out, if you're creating a logo, check out the best logos in Africa, in Kenya, in the world, in Canada, US, Europe. See how other designers tackle the same issue as you are. After you have this research, that's just a starting point. Then go back and now start your own creation. It can get you in jail, by the way. You see, when especially when you're designing for high-end clients, they'll make you sign a contract that if anything or anyone ever comes up and say that this was their work and you presented it to your client and it's not originally your work, you might be sued, or you might have to go and pay some huge amounts of fines for that. It's not a good thing. And then I think you'll lose trust in your clients. And then even you, when you go and buy a designer shirt, well custom made for you, you don't want to see it with someone else. So that's how design is. So make a product for your particular client and let it be there. Don't copy someone else's work and bring it in as yours. Like, don't undercut your colleagues or your friends in this design field. If someone approached me for a logo design at this price, and then someone of my level or experience, I'd say, and the same guy also goes for them, I don't think they should drop the price or do it for free. I think it creates some bad energy in the whole industry. Also, learn to buy stuff. I think as designers, for once, learn to buy stuff. Buy stock images, pay licenses for your software, etc. Learn to do it. Don't you get a font online or a typeface online and it's strictly written, not for commercial use, and then you just go straight ahead. And so creative blocks are part of our work. I think every creative has experienced this. You're psyched up for a project and you start working on it, then boom, you run out of ideas and it's plain. You're not seeing, it's not sketchable anymore, you cannot visualize it. How I approach my creative block is I shelf the project for a while, like I keep it aside. I forget about it. Like I'll either jump into another project which was already running. I also do, I can also take a nap, like go and sleep and then come after a couple of hours and see if there's something new. I'd go see a movie, and then I have this bunch of art books, so and design books. So I'll just flip through them and see how designers addressed certain issues and etc. And then there's this thing, there might be a sketch or some concept you had that was not used some other time, 2-3 years ago, and then boom, you can use it. It will always save you. I think it has saved me a couple of times. So I'll go and see how I was addressing a certain design problem and see if that solution, which was trashed by the other client, can be used in this particular scenario.